Back in the room.
And we're here, not even back in the room, we're only starting in the room, Justin. Only starting in the room, son.
I know we're 1 minute late tonight. I don't know why I hit start and it didn't go, and then I hit start again. It thinks about it. I don't know what it does. It's like your flat tire.
Oh, don't even start. Oh, I had a hell of a week. And then I got back home and had a flat tire. Did you know, Justin, that there's a flat tire button on the air inflation machine for your tires? Because I didn't.
No, there's plus and minus, or there's PSI or bar, and
Mm-mm.
that's it.
Plus, minus, and then there's another button for a flat tire. And you have to hit it. This took me about £3.50 to figure this out.
Okay, because it doesn't give you long. You have to you're worth taking off all the little screwy things
Oh,
first, and then you have to run around the car like that
no,
and
I
rip the
only had
wing
one
mirror
to
off
do.
at the same
And
time.
I thought it was still broke. Because I come back, tire totally flat. I thought, Christ, I have to change the tyre. And then I looked at my spare tyre, and my spare tyre was flat as well. I was like, you bastard. So it just says, right, there's nothing else for it. We'll just drive it on the rim. It's only about 2 minutes down the road from where I was. So I drove it down, got there, tried to fill it, couldn't do it. Tried it again, couldn't do it. Cleaned the valve out, tried it again, couldn't do it. I was like, Christ, this is not going to do.
That's like something I would do driving in the rim, Marty.
Well, the thing I was going to do, lift it and carry it. Nothing else for it. So I thought I'll try this. And then I thought to myself, if I get it down and I fire it up, it'll be all right. If it is okay, it's fine. If it's not, then at least I'll be down there. I'll be able to inflate the flat one. And at the end up, turned out it was all right. Bit of air on it, it was fine. Aye.
There you go. That's what you get. Listen, we better say hello to people. People are hard at it this week as well. Thomas Jones says hello. Julie's watching. She's saying hello as well. Hello to you, Julie. I hope you're doing okay. Frank Hearn, good evening, everyone. How come you're at home this year, Frank? Are you not away on your travels down in Skillen or up the coast or something like that there? Ken Boland says, hoping everyone is doing well. We're not doing too bad. Anthony Sillett, evening one and all. Trevor Watson, hi, everyone. And Geordie Burke, hello, boys. Hello, everyone. Aren't you coming this way soon, Geordie? I think you want to meet us. We have to do a meet and greet with you. And then Thomas Jones says, £3.50 must be the Ballymena.
Hang on, Thomas. Hang on, Thomas. Because 50 pence buys you 4 minutes. So it's 4 times 7 to figure this out. Well, say 4 times 6, and then I figured it out. It took about a second or two before it started inflating. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It wasn't the cost. Wasn't the cost, Thomas.
Vixie, you have to, if you read these, you're unbelievable. Look at this one. This one says, Ricky McCurdy says, buy Michelin's, Marty. There you go.
I worked at Michelin for 23 years.
Hold on. I've got to say this. Up your Bibendium.
No, it's I don't know. I'm losing pressure, so I'm going to have to get it sorted out on Monday. I haven't time. I've been working, Justin. I've been working. I had a whiskey tour today. It went really, really well. Really, really well.
And you had a whiskey thing last night, but we'll hear more about that later on as well.
Yes. We did indeed. I'm going to hang on. I'm going to put myself a wee friend at hand. Whiskey, and we'll talk about that in a wee minute. Because
I tell you what, he's the most valuable player, isn't he now?
MVP, man, MVP. No. Anyway, right. We'll do a wee bit of news. There's not a huge amount of news this week, so we're kind of just going to have a bit of a chat and whatnot. But there's something caught my eye the other day, and don't put up any pictures just yet, Justin, because I want to talk about this. Denmark this week, the Scottish Whisky Association lodged. Well, it wasn't this week. They did this before, but the news is this week. Lodged an appeal, opposition against an application to register a trademark. Okay, the John A. McLaren Distillers 1831. This is in Denmark for a Class 33 product, which is alcoholic drinks and so on, spirits. Now, the opposition was against the geographical indication and the idea that Mac would sort of shows the MC indicates that it's Scottish. And the SWA did some market research in this and found out that most people assumed that it was a 46, or a 46, I'm just reading 46, that it was a Scottish whisky. Now, the DKPTO, the Patents and Trade Office, dismissed their opposition originally. Fair enough, I think. But then the Board of Appeal reversed it, saying that, yes, they thought it was... it would likely cause confusion, because what initially they said was that whiskey came under all sort of spirits. Scotch whiskey came under the term whiskey. But then there's a sort of technicality about what actually it means. That McLaren is a Scottish surname, it's a Scottish clan. So using that would suggest that it was Scottish. Now,
Okay. Listen, these trademark things seem to come up every goddamn week. And if somebody says to me McLaren, I think
see, that's exactly what I would think. It's English car company.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that gets me. John A. McLaren Distillers was actually somewhere else. They were in Perth, but not Perth in Scotland. Bring up the two pictures. This is where they originally were.
Right.
John A. McLaren Perth Malt Whisky Distillers in Perth, Ontario.
My God.
Aye. So there's a bit of a confusion. This a Danish company wants to register in Denmark. A Scottish sounding distillery from Perth, Ontario, who, on some of their bottles back in the day, used to put Scotch whisky distilled in Ontario, Canada.
Perth, Canada?
Yeah. So it's all very confusing. And it's one of those ones that you think to yourself, I don't really get. It's all sort of legal technicalities.
No, listen, I'm sorry. I'm completely lost by this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Perth in Canada. On some of their bottles, they register as being, it says on it, Scotch whisky distilled in Ontario. But it's a Danish company, the company wanted to register in Denmark for this. And the Scotch Whisky Association have put the kibosh on it.
Right, here's the problem. HP sauce no longer made in the UK, and nobody says it ain't HP sauce anymore. The mustard is no longer made in Norfolk, but they say it's Norfolk mustard. How on earth can anybody waste hundreds of thousands, if not millions, on a trademark thing when it isn't even Scottish and it isn't even Scotch? It's Canadian.
It all seems very strange. But to be honest, it's more of this registered old brands to try and give yourself a sort of instant age and credibility. I don't know, why would you not, if you're going to produce a new whiskey, come up with a new name? I mean, I can understand the old heritage and stuff, it kind of works okay, but these days, come on, just get with the program. And
what do they do if Perth in Australia says, oh, you can't call it that because we're Perth, we're the Perth? Well, they could.
Yeah.
Well, they could.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that.
It's all just come up with something new. Just make something new. I mean, I saw this the other day. I bought this the other day. Method and Madness. This is the bourbon and sherry cask finished in maple casks. I mean, it's new. It's a new design. Bottle, okay, they've got, their Irish distillers got loads of money. But, I mean, just come up with something new, guys. It'd be an awful lot easier. And you'd probably be better appreciated for it in the long run.
We should have run a poll with our viewers. We should have said, where do you think it's from? And I think most of them would have probably guessed Australia, not Canada, because I've never heard of Perth, Ontario. Have you?
No, but that's what I say. It becomes very bizarre. Denmark, Scottish, it's Canadian, but the Canadian bottle, some of the old Canadian bottles put Scotch on the thing.
Well, it's a bit like the Danske Bank here because the
Mm.
Danske Bank produced Danske Bank notes, which aren't euros, which aren't Danish, and they're sterling. But because it says Danske Bank on it, nobody thinks they're actually sterling. They think it's Danske Bank, and many of people have been ripped off that way.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it
Uh,
probably has.
but
Yeah,
there you
but
go.
it's sort of strange. It's just that I don't know what to make of it all, to be quite honest. Um,
Okay.
but if you come up with something new, then nobody really can argue with it, in my opinion. But anyway, it's funny because all these trademarks and legal wrangles are just obviously there's money involved, so therefore that's what I'm saying. It's yeah. Now the next thing I heard, I saw last week was I saw an article about uh, an Indian distillery that's using some gin techniques on its whiskey. So this is the Godawan distillery, single malt. That's Godawan is a name for a type of bird that lives over there. Apparently, it's critically endangered. But what they've done is the rich and rounded is in a PX and then in a seasoned bourbon cask, and it's seasoned with. I'm going to go on the website here because I wrote it down, and my handwriting is letting me down badly. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's done with Rasna and Jata Mansai, whatever that is. And they're seasoned in this, but I don't know. Is this going to be something of the future? Um, but they're rare,
What is
and
that? What is that, Marty?
I'm not 100% sure, Justin. That's just unfortunately the whole essence of it. It's finished in casks, curated with exotic Indian botanicals. Each expression of God Awan is rich and smooth, like Barry White. But yeah, but it's this idea that we're going to season casks with botanicals to impart that into the whiskey, which is that not basically gin then as such?
Well, we had these flavored whiskies, these peanut ones, and all the rest of it. And I tried one that was peanutty, but it wasn't peanutty the other week at the
Mm.
Belfast Whiskey Week launch, and it was bizarre. It just gets curiouser and curiouser. I don't know how they can get away with stuff like this.
Well, the thing is, I suppose they're all trying to find their own niche and fair play to them, but it's it just sort of again, it's another one of these for the whiskey sort of purist. Is it really something that we want to be seeing happening? Where you bring in we put orange peel into casks and then have an orange peel flavored whiskey type thing, and basically crossing over and blurring the lines between it and gin. Well, I don't think we really do, to be honest. It might taste fine, might be fine, and it might be nice.
But it's a chimera. It's not really anything, is it?
I kind of think you're right. I just don't. I don't see where that ends up. They've another one, by the way, fruit and spice. It's done in cherry wood. Now, cherry wood has been done before. Method of Madness done one, for example. But yeah, all this botanical stuff pushing. I know these guys can keep pushing the boundaries, and the Scottish whiskey file is very defined. But is it really a whiskey when you start using botanicals to season casks to then put it in? I would say no, if I'm honest. But don't get me wrong, to each their own. But I just don't think so.
I tell you what, it's 1/4 past. We're a quarter way through the show already tonight, and we've already had it's an open house every week with us. But Stacey McAllister's posed a question tonight. I spent a lovely day in a local distillery on Thursday, and the tour guide had said that Irish whiskey was flourishing and Scottish whiskey was plummeting. I'm not an expert, but though plummeting may be an exaggeration.
I think plummeting might be a bit of an exaggeration. Irish whiskey has a long, long way to go before it ever gets anywhere near Scottish. You keep reading all these, people keep saying this, people keep reading all these bits and pieces. And if I'm totally honest, there's Scotch whisky distilleries up there that if you take away Jameson, a couple of the big guys probably make as much as all the rest of them put together.
Here, talking of expert opinion, what about my keynote address at Glenwinnie Distillery? Have you read it yet?
No, Justin, I've actually been working. Haven't had time. I've bloody time for nothing over the last couple of weeks. I'll tell you what I was asked the other day, and I found this hilarious. Just goes to the mentality. I was in Scotland, and you know the hairy coo. You know the wee hairy cows with the wee coot thing over their eyes and all, moving about. You know, with the big antlers.
Yeah, Highland cattle. Yeah,
these are one of the oldest domesticated breeds of cattle in the UK. Okay, they've been domesticated for about 4,000 years, they reckon, right? Big furry things. The second they live up the Highlands of Scotland, they're basically like big pets.
mm-hmm.
And this guy says, can you hunt the hairy cows? Can you hunt them? That would be a big challenge. Here, boy, come here. Just right in the face. Do you know what I mean?
I don't have a problem with hunting, but you know, deer's fine. But hairy cows, sure, they're not even like buffalo. They're not even aggressive. They come up to you and go yum 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 yum
They come
yum.
up, people hand feeding the hairy cow. This boy, choo choo, boom. There'll be some sport in that. They move about half a mile an hour. You just walk over and just bludgeon it.
I know. That is crazy. Let's see. Anthony has said Berlin, North Perth, Waterloo, Paris, London, Dublin, Brussels, Hamburg, Cambridge are all areas in Ontario.
Right.
Yeah, maybe they could get the Ontario. I can't even say it.
No.
Ontario. I can't say it. For God's sake, what's wrong? This is like phenomenal. Maybe they should get the local attorney general to sue Denmark.
We could do that, I suppose. Why not? Anyway. But no.
Trevor Watson's having a wee Welsh whiskey tonight. Penderyn, you like it, and
very good.
And Anthony Sillett says Kitchener used to be called New Berlin in Ontario. There you go.
See, they can't come up with original names. So what do you expect Irish whiskey, Danish whiskey producers to do?
I know.
But no, So I don't know, the whole botanical thing. I'm not 100% convinced by that, to be honest. But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Anyway, if you're watching tonight, make sure you comment, like, and share. Tell your friends and tag them. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitch, we're Telegram, we're on Twitter, and wherever you get your podcasts as well. What's next tonight, Marty?
Well, I really laugh at this. How they caught this, I'm not sure. But a smuggler from Kenya was caught trying to get 2 bottles of Johnny Walker Black Label smuggled out. They had dissolved cocaine in. I see, I'm not 100% sure it was whiskey, but they're in whiskey bottles. And they got caught in Addis Ababa, heading towards India. Do you know how much cocaine they were able to squeeze into those 2 bottles, value-wise? It's 13 core, which is £1.25 million worth of cocaine. £1.25 million worth of cocaine.
You're winding me up.
I'm telling you now. That's what they reckon was.
How would they even catch on to that? Because even if they got it and they didn't like you have it, they just confiscate it, and you'd be long gone before they checked it.
I imagine someone tied it. Yes. But no, that's what they're claiming, that there's £1.25 million worth of cocaine dissolved in that, and then they were bringing it in 2 whiskey bottles. So it seems quite a lot to me. But it looks that's what they're claiming anyway.
Yeah. There you go. You're being asked another question tonight, Marty. Any cask offerings you would recommend? I see Loch Musk are advertising a lot via Facebook.
Yeah. I haven't tried the Loch Musk stuff, if I'm totally honest. Any cask offerings? To be honest, I haven't had too many cask bottles over the last while, so I would always revert back to the Dunballs cask stuff because it's awesome. But that's superb. So it's very good stuff. Very good stuff. Get your hands on. Although we had a little bit of an accident with it. I'll not bore you with the details. But yeah, that's a really nice one. Cask stuff, there's always casks about, and the idea of casks is they're all a bit different. But I did a tasting last night, and I'll talk about it later on. But that stuff there is chuffing lovely. God, it is good. That is a superb whiskey. And the longer you sit with it, it just gets better and better and better. And you can put a drop of water in it and it just changes. And then you go, oh, it's not as good as it was. And when you try it without it again, and it's just fantastic whiskey. Huge congratulations to the guys about it. So, cask offerings, if you're talking about cask bottlings, single cask stuff, yeah, some of them very good, some of them a bit hit and miss. But that Victoriana's superb whiskey, super duper.
There's another good whiskey, Dunville's 12-year-old PX tonight. Andrew McAllister's at, and let me see, and then Darren Flack. He's saying he as at home enjoying John Lane's Pars is excellent too, I must admit. A great night at the Ghost Sun last night. Well, David's some character. He certainly is. We'll talk more about that later on.
And The Exorcist.
Yes.
He is. You finally met The Exorcist, Darren. Yeah, he is. He's a character. He's
And then Anthony Sillett is asking, we'll be able to answer this. Obviously, World War I changed certain names, and that's because if it was
he's being sarcastic. He knows the answer.
Oh, he knows the answer. Okay.
Yes, Justin. Yes, he knows the answer to that.
Knows the answer. And then Sexton. It's not Sexton's. I mean, it's a great branding exercise, but Sexton's not bad either.
It's tasty. I done a whiskey tasting today where Sexton was on the menu, and there's one lady didn't like it. There's one lady didn't like it.
Stay there a minute. I'm away and have a laugh at this.
Where's she away? No, I had a lady who said today that she didn't like it. In general, everybody likes it. It's a tasty whiskey. It's well aged. Certainly well produced. So yeah, Sexton, ain't much wrong with Sexton. Where are you going now?
Marty doesn't know what's coming here because nobody mentioned the Sexton tonight. What do you think of this? Is this a miniature bottle of Sexton or what is it? It's actually a men's aftershave in the same shape of bottle as Sexton. What do you think of that?
Is that from the Giants Causeway collection of aftershave from down round Lisnagunya?
Yes, it's made of pure sea salt and Spanish doubloons. Yes.
Oh yes,
I know.
Holy cow shit and man bushes.
Effluence, yes.
Right.
SQ, stay off the cash strength, Barry. It's bad for you. There you go. It's a good answer. Good answer. I love it. I love it. I tell you what.
Oh no, Sexton's pretty good whiskey. It is a very reasonable price. You can get it most places. Well presented, and it's tasty enough. So it's ticked a lot of boxes there. Especially if you're buying Father's Day present. Loads of daddies will be getting Sexton tomorrow.
Is that a suggestion, Marty? Is that a suggestion?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you'll be seeing your wee fella tomorrow. Actually, it's
hopefully come down a wee run tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you're going to smuggle whiskey, do it at Johnny Walker. Don't be doing it at Macallan bottles. Because you'd be pouring out more than the cocaine's worth. But I still don't know how they would squeeze £1.2 million worth in there, but that's what they're claiming. They smuggled it in.
Maybe it has to be £1.2 million worth to get the death penalty or something like that there, so they've said it's that much.
Yeah, no, you can do that. Yeah. You can do that. Strange tie-up this week. There's been a number of collaborations. Dunvilles have done a couple of collaborations. Dahi at WD O'Connell has done a collaboration this week. There are a few other collaborations. This one's a bit of a strange one because Jameson have done a collaboration with the clothing firm Dickies.
Right.
Which I'm not really 100% sure how or why that would have come about, but it has done. And they've made an advert. They've made an advert for this, right? And I did notice it's on YouTube. I sent you the YouTube link, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Well, the YouTube link, do you know how many people? Bear in mind, this is Jameson, the biggest Irish whiskey brand by an absolute mile. How many people watched it in the last 3 days? 3 days, 4 days, whatever it was. You
Oh
can
my
see
God, I've just read it.
it. Now, these
I've
people
just read
employ PR departments. You know, they employ teams of people to do their PR for them. YouTube, you can't really go wrong with YouTube. Everybody has it. Everybody with an internet connection is YouTube. You have Jameson, owned by Irish distillers, owned by Pernod Ricard, multinational company, billions of pounds. And many is it in 3 days? How many people watched it, Justin?
It's not even 300.
287.
290, 292 now. We're probably going to get more people to watch than have watched it. Will we play it?
Yes. So less than 300 people have watched. So in terms of a tie-up, Dahi W.D. O'Connell will have had more than Jameson got on this. YouTube can be a bit strange. We don't get as many viewers, anywhere near as many viewers as we get on Facebook. But you think, these guys, surely to God, they should be getting several thousand,
You would like to think so. But, I've been in Dickies stores. Their stuff's good, but the strange thing is Dickies stuff here tends to be cheaper than it is in America. Work that one out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's a bit like outward bound stuff here, stuff that you buy in Decathlon or JJB Sports for hiking and stuff like that is usually affordable here. But when you go to America, it's like through the roof for the same stuff. But anyway.
Yeah. But they did a little video of this. I still don't understand really what the connection is. But
we'll have a look, shall we?
Jameson and Dickies have each perfected their crafts over generations. Now it's time to bring it together. For those who get their threads dirty in the true pursuit of smoothness. Who share their passions generously. And for those for whom the work is the reward.
Still a bit sweet out there.
Jameson and Dickies. Crafted together.
Now, right, if I was playing devil's advocate here, which I always have to, right?
Yes.
How come you're not allowed to do mountaineering and drink whiskey, but you're allowed to do skateboarding and associate it with whiskey?
Because I don't know. It's
you could slip off your skateboard, break your ankle, and die.
But because you're wearing Dickies workwear, Justin, health and safety.
Makes you safe.
It makes you safe. But it's a very strange sort of tie-up. Jameson, the Jameson and Ginger promotions and all that worked really well. But as Anthony's saying, Dickies workwear. Are they trying to promote that if you're doing heavy manual labour, you should probably take a wee nap at Jameson when you're doing it?
I tell you what, Anthony Sillett's guess was 500,000 That's what I would have guessed, but I happened to look at it, and it's not even 300.
And then, by the way, this isn't the 289 or whatever it was. This is not like some other thing. This is Jameson's official YouTube channel. So this,
it's not catching the zeitgeist, is it? There's no VAT and work clothes in the UK. That's what it is. but in America there's VAT and work clothes. There you go. There's always some taxation expert out there, isn't there?
Aye, well, this is that. But no, that would be that.
There's John Redmond. Get that one playing the violin in the forest. That advert was
aye.
class. What one was that one?
That was
Did we play it?
that was the Scottish. She's got an Italian name. I don't know whether she's Italian or Scottish. That's the girl playing the violin. The thing. Personally, I still think the Macallan, where you take off and you can fly like an eagle if you drink Macallan. That was my favourite one. Just bonkers.
I know.
But no, it's
know.
just it's a very weird tie-up. I don't really get it at all.
He likes this Oda whiskey. He likes it. Oda whiskey. I'll hold it up and go, Oda whiskey, only available on Irish Whiskey Review. There you go. We'll be able to sell stuff like that, because YouTube are going to give us the access to stuff.
Go ahead,
we've got over 500 subscribers now, so they're going to give us access. We'll be able to sell our own T-shirts and stuff like that there.
Aye. Oh no, we'll get branded. But people can walk around with your face on their chest and all, Justin. That's what I would say that. And what they could do is we could sell sunglasses that could avoid the sunlight reflecting off your baldy head.
I know. It's my face in their chest I want, but anyway, that's another story. We don't want Zuckerberg. Stacey, talking to Stacey, there you go, Stacey. Dickies is a big band, as is Jameson's, but where's the crossover?
I have no idea. I cannot for the life of me figure out what the sort of synergy. But the guy's skateboarding around the warehouse, and the other boy painting the what the what's all that about? Like?
They all drink Red Bull. Listen, Stacey, we all know the crossover is by General Motors Vauxhall. Anyway.
But no, it's just a bit weird. Oh, weird. Anyway,
293 now. There you go. 293.
That's Irish whiskey. Irish distillers at their finest, pumping the figures out. It's all nuts. It's nuts. Now, next up, I'm going to have another little friend at hand whiskey, because the one and only Mr. William Jack, MBE. Willie has got himself an MBE. Not wrong one.
He has that. I've changed it. Where is he?
Oh, you've missed it all again.
It's the wrong one. There he is.
There he is.
That's it.
There he is. Why is he standing with his hands in his hips? I'm not. He's going a bit Laurie Grayson than that. There, to be honest. It's a bit.
Shut that door.
Oh, shut that door. No. It's about time. If I'm totally honest, because. Genuinely, I've never seen a man that's as passionate about Belfast and stuff. And what he's doing is incredible. I mean, genuinely, jaw-dropping what he's doing. Loads of stuff. And it's nice to see him getting the thing. So here's to Willie. Good man he is. Down in the friend at hand this week, they brought out whiskey tastings at the friend at hand. It is a little booklet with some pictures inside the new tasting room and stuff.
Hold on, I'll make you big. Yeah, there you go.
So there's bits and pieces. Now, the tastings in it, they ain't cheap. I'll just say that now. But it is a unique place. But you can get tastings with 4 provinces, for example. Dunville's 3 Crowns, Teeling Single Grain, Redbreast and Connaught. There's the 4 provinces, the 4 of us. Bushmills, 21, Pars 14, Pars 14 single cask, by the way. Waterford and Drumshambo single pots. Belfast Reborn. And there's the Friend at Hand private collection. The Friend at Hand private collection is quite expensive, to be honest. It is the 21-year-old Dunvilles, the Redbreast, the Young Pretender, the 18-year-old, the Middleton single cask. It's distilled in 1999. Doesn't tell you on it that it's a 20-year-old single cask Middleton. Huge money. It's actually not huge money, I should say. It's just £400 for a bottle of it, which is really good value. And then Inish Turk Beg, which was a private enterprise that went bust, and Willie has a pilot of Inish Turk Beg. Really rare stuff. Pops up at £600-700 a bottle. Yeah. New tasting menu for the Friend at Hand tasting room. Super place. Beautiful.
Who's that designed for, Marty? High rollers, cruise
Well,
ship
yeah.
passengers,
Well, so
Americans,
no, it's
corporate stuff?
Americans. It's designed for kind of corporate stuff. But anybody who knows Willie, if you get down and have a bit of a yarn to him and want to pop your head in and have a look, fine. What he's aiming for is the higher class guy, the high roller, because they're not doing this in Belfast. To be honest with you, they're not really doing it anywhere. And he wants to build this mecca of Irish whiskey that people fly from all over the world to come to. So it has to be exclusive. It kind of has to be. And that's what he's doing. And he's doing a superb job. Went in there today with some guys, and they just couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe what they were looking at. And they just said, it's just an incredible space. And it is. And in that regard, it kind of has to be exclusive for what he's trying to do. So he's got his MBE. I take my hat off to him because he genuinely baffles and surprises me on a daily basis. He's a hell of a guy. He really is. And if you don't know him, pop your head. He's right there all the time, and he's always trying to do stuff to try and promote Belfast and Northern Ireland. He does it, and he does it fantastic well. So I'm really pleased that he got it. Really pleased.
Yes, excellent stuff. Congratulations.
Quick thing here, by the way. I sent you the link. One of Willie's single cask wishing trees has surprisingly enough appeared at it's going to be at the next Irish whiskey auctions. Now, they stopped selling it a couple of weeks ago because obviously the likes of single cask stuff he wants to keep for tastings. He keeps a certain number of them. So he decided, right, that's enough. He can't sell any more of the wishing tree. Mm-hmm. So this is the first time one of these has appeared at an auction. Now, for anyone who doesn't know the backstory of this is an unofficial Dargaelic bottling that is. It was made a Harlequin cask of the leftover staves from the Bluebell Forest Dargaelic bottling. This was never explained to anybody because it's not kind of the thing. It's the kind of thing Willie forgets to do, but that's exactly what that is.
Well, I mean, it's obvious it is. I mean, because it's in the actual. It doesn't say on it, but it's in the same packaging.
Right, but there's a whole pile of stuff that's in the same packaging. That doesn't mean it's the 27-year-old that he's now selling. It's in the same packaging. What you're not getting, Justin, is the Dargaelic range was individual trees that were cut down from a certain forest. They were aged in or finished in each casks made from each tree. Okay? What Willie got them to do was make up from the leftover staves from all 6 trees in the Bluebell Forest collection. Mm-hmm. Now, a full collection of Bluebell Forest, the 6 balls will set you back probably best part of 5,000 quid. So you can't have a full collection of the Bluebell Forest unless you've got that bottle. It's the only time it's ever been done. So that doesn't tell you anywhere on the bottle. It doesn't tell you anywhere in any of the other single casks. That, to me, is about the most collectible bottle of whiskey in Ireland, if I'm totally honest. They stopped selling it last week. And surprisingly enough, one of them's going to pop up at an auction. There only ever was 153 of them. I think Willie probably kept 40-something for himself for the tastings and a few for the museum and stuff. So I don't know what that's going to do. But that's that. If anyone is collecting the Dargaelic range from Middleton, you really need to get your hands on that bottle. That's an absolute no-brainer.
What do you think that's going to make?
Well, see, the thing is, the vast majority of people don't know what it is because Willie never told anybody. He only mentioned it in passing, going out past Ray in the shop one day, and Ray had to pull him. What are you talking about? It had been on sale for months, and Willie then explained, "Oh, I got Your buckwheat make up a cask from the leftover staves of the Bluebell Forest range. So that's what that is. I mean, the official range has been between sort of 12 to 1,500 bottles of each of the trees. There's only 100 of those odd in the wild. That's it. So I could see it doing really good things if people realise what it is. Doing really good things. But yeah,
imagine so.
Mm.
Gosh, it's 12. It's 10:41 already, and we're 20 minutes to go on the show tonight, and we're really only doing a show tonight. Much ado about nothing. If you want to have a chat with us, messages, ask us a question. There you go. Peter Stewart saying he's got one for his birthday.
Well,
happy
Peter,
birthday!
It's one of those bottles. It might be nice to open, but I think you probably long term you'd be wise for keeping it shut and buying something else, because I can see that being a really, really, really desirable bottle. A really desirable bottle. Yeah, it's really collectible. Really collectible.
There it is. There's the link if you want to get yourself that one.
Yeah, as I say, it's if you people collect the Dark Gaelic range, that's one you really sort of have to have. It's the holy grail of getting them, because it's a composite of all 6 trees. It's a super one to be getting hands on.
Very good. Very
good. Yeah. A couple of other things. I had a whiskey tasting last night down in Stanley's, in Ballymena in the Go Sun. Thanks to everybody that turned up. It's always a nice night. See, Christopher was there. He was down. Yeah, he came down in. I don't think he was as keen on Victoriana, so there's something defective with his taste buds. I'm only joking, man. I'm only joking. But yeah, another good night down in the Go Sun. Stanley wants to run these regularly and get people to come down, and he's at us for suggestions. To be fair, I arrived home on Thursday, tired. I had a flat tire. Had to get down to Stanley to leave glasses and stuff down for him. Was wrecked and then the first question Stanley says to me is, "What are we doing for the next one?" I says, "Can we not get this one out of the way first, man? Give me a chance. Give me a chance." So he's talking about what he's going to do for the next one. It's possibly going to be one for we'll do one
Swedish whiskey.
Nah, we're going to do it from the British Isles. I think what we'll do is English, Welsh, Scots, and Irish, and yeah. And do that. Maybe do something like that. So we'll give it a wee bit of thought this week, and then hopefully
Indian night would be good. It would be like an oxymoron in a Chinese restaurant. You could do it Indian night.
Well, what we could do is we could hold an Indian night, tell everybody it's one night, and then turn up day late. Turn up the next night.
I tell you, even better than that. You could get onto the blower to the boys at Nine Rivers and get Nine Rivers stuff in for Stanley.
Well, they haven't started actually making. They haven't got a roof put on the building yet, so it'll be a bit difficult. But no, but you never know. Maybe we'll probably do something along the lines of the British Isles. I think that's maybe a way forward, and then we'll maybe see who the next one will be. I think probably before Christmas we'll do one that's a little bit higher end, and bring people in. But I mean, let's be honest.
Like Wishing Tree.
No, it'll not be ridiculous money, but something a little bit premium. But the joy of doing things like this is people get to come in. I mean, the whiskies that we're tasting down in there, they're in and around the £70 bottles. £35, you get 4 whiskies, you get the thing all guided through by myself, and nobody leaves there hungry. I mean, you've been there and you ate a fair whack of stuff.
I did.
Correct.
I ate a lot. I had a great crack too. It went like that there.
It's good fun. People have a laugh, a giggle, they get a drink, they get fed for £35. I mean, you couldn't really go far wrong. What I do is after I normally come round and say, we'll get a couple of I bring around a couple of wee interesting bottles and people buy a few of them off me. But yeah, it's a good night. It's informal. We don't try and make it. We try and have a bit of a laugh as much as and people hopefully learn about bits and pieces.
Why don't we do a wee day out, like down at Titanic and on the boat, something handy, easy in Belfast without going mad? Sure, nobody went the last time. We laid on a bus and nobody went.
Well, let me see.
Well, a few people went.
Yeah, oh no, there was people went. Well, July's probably a bit of no. We could maybe meet Ian for a wee day out in August. Proper 12
August
days.
2025.
Frank's talking about proper 12.
Proper
12 days of
12.
Christmas.
Frank for the 12 days of Christmas.
On the
That's a
12th
great
day
so-
of
that's a
Christmas,
great
my
so-
true love gifted me something that made me broke, something that made me horrible, something that gave me a hangover. No.
Was he in trouble again? Oh, it was fake. It was fake trouble. It was hype trouble. Hype trouble. Yeah.
Oh, didn't know. Yeah, well, do you fancy a wee day out in August? If people fancy a wee day out on some Saturday in August, yeah, message us, let us know, and we might maybe try and organise something in Belfast.
Yeah.
Or we
Yeah.
go up, maybe go to Titanic, take a run over. I'll maybe see if we can get our wee heads into, Friend at Hand. I'll show you around that. Give you the tour of it. Maybe over to McHugh's. Get a wee taste up the stairs on it.
Yep. The
What do we think?
consensus is yes. There you go. The consensus is yes.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll put it like this. Let us know if a Saturday in August. We'll maybe see about getting a wee day out in Belfast. And
Good.
yeah, because Belfast Whisky Week's coming up, which I need to talk about. Belfast Whisky Week is almost upon us, and the list of events and the bookable stuff has appeared. Walking tours, Belfast Public Houses and Art Trail, the Whisky Sensorium. Why do I drink whiskey? I done that last year. It's actually really cool. Really cool thing in Belfast. 2 Stacks, Deer's Head, the Glens of Antrim Showcase. Then Irish Whisky Review, Walking with Marty. And if you click on it, I was supposed to write this. I do apologise, Paul, but I was just flat out all week. And I was trying to dissuade people from shooting domesticated cattle in the face. So I didn't have a chance to write it. We will be doing a whiskey walk around Belfast, something akin to what we did last year for those who were there. We'll go round, we'll have a bit of a laugh and a giggle. There is there's food, there is plenty of whiskey. I'll be talking about the history of whiskey in Belfast. I'll take questions. I'll ignore and make up the answers. Do all that. But no, I'll try my best. But yeah, we'll take a wander around the city, stop off a few wee bits and bobs and places and show some stuff. And as anybody that knows me doing this stuff, I try and be as informal as possible. You know what I do.
It's great crack. There's Stacey put us down for 4, and then we're down 1 already. Peter says summer in Dublin comes first. I'm in Dublin 2 weekends in August.
There's 4 many weekends, is there, in August? Let me just check this.
5.
I
Can't see. I'm looking into the light.
There's 5 weekends in August, Peter. So
2 out of 5 in Bath.
Well, I'm away. I'm working for bits of it, but maybe as a provisional date, maybe the 26th of August. As a provisional date. As a provisional.
There you go. Okay.
What do we think?
26th of August.
That'll suit you.
I think it does. 26th of August. Yeah, put that in. That's a Saturday.
Yeah. And we'll maybe see about taking a wee run up. That'll be Belfast. Take a wee day, run round the city. We'll sort out a wee package or something.
Hold on, the rugby's on. That's why he's away.
Let me see now. Let me see. 26 good. 26 good.
Yeah,
Right.
I think the rugby's over by that point. Okay, we'll keep
we
that
do
in the back.
Will we do the 26th? Maybe aim for the 26th?
We've still got 2 months. It's still 2 months away, so that's
Yeah.
8 weeks. That's not too
As a
bad.
provisional date, we'll go on the 26th of August. I'll get a wee every day, every day, says Justin. 100% right, Peter, my friend. Yes, every day, says Justin. No, 22nd of August sounds like a plan to me. And we'll take a run around Belfast, go to a couple of bars. I'll get a couple of pints. Maybe we'll do over to the Titanic distillery and get a run around to it. Yeah.
Can we get to go on the boat?
I'm sure if I talk, well, the thing is, it's probably booked up. He's doing quite well, but I'm sure if I talk to Peter, we could maybe manage something.
Christopher Watt's giving us a thumbs up too. Right, what else is there tonight? We've only got 10 minutes left tonight. What have we got to run through?
Oh, I've got a couple of things this week. A couple of presents and a couple of different, and it's quite cool getting presents. People on tours giving you presents. I got a lovely Glenallachie 8-year-old bottle as a gift from guests this week, and I was quite touched by it. It was quite a nice thing for them to do. When they weren't trying to contemplate shooting domestic cattle in the face, we do get nice ones. But yeah, that's a nice bottle. Look at the colour of that. I want to say there's maybe a bit of colour in that. Doesn't tell you there's non-chill filtered. No colour added. Look at that. Well, I had a little nip out of it the other day, but I was that tired it was only to make me go to sleep. But it was a nice thing. I got this one, which looks a bit supersonic. Look at that, Justin.
Swedish.
3, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Took off premature, Justin, just like you.
It looks like something that an alchemist would use,
Isn't it?
doesn't it?
That's pretty
It
cool.
does. It's like a conical flask,
Swedish whiskey.
Dr. Frankenstein would use.
No, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't that opened. It's actually really pretty, really sort of cool presentation. It's like a set of braces on it. Yeah.
Right, Anthony, here's how to get to Belfast dead cheap. Get the Liverpool boat overnight, arrive in the Belfast in the morning, get it back at night, and away home you go. Dead simple. 35, 55 quid return, something like that there.
I'm sure it probably is, but it takes a lifetime. So we got those two. Other thing I got as well, I'm going to bring this up because I signed up for this early doors. The 8 Doors Distillery down in John O'Groats. I sent you over some pictures of it. They sent. I signed up as a, I don't know, whatever. It's a founders club or something. And I tell you, they're ticking a lot of boxes for me. They send out a little postcard. They look at that. That looks beautiful. John O'Groats has a gorgeous place. They send you out a Glencairn glass, which is sitting about here somewhere, but I can't actually lay my hands on it now. They have now sent out a little bottle of their new make spirit.
Lovely.
So you can taste their new make spirit. And it wasn't that expensive. I mean, I can't remember the exact figures on it. I should have checked this before we come on. But this is the sort of thing that really gets you engaged. With the brand. They send you out one of these. It's a little water dropper.
That's a nice one.
They think, drop water in. You get a Glencairn glass, they put it in.
You could use that with that conical thing and become an alchemist, you know?
But the thing is, why would they not? This is a good thing. Send out your new make spirit. Let us have a wee taste of this. And they talk about they're going to send out other stuff before it becomes whiskey so you can get it on the stage. This wasn't expensive. This was a couple of £100 or so. And to get yourself in on this kind of level, and it was limited, so you kind of feel a little bit special. I haven't opened that yet. I only got it the other day. That nice coaster.
Yeah, it looks like something you'd give a billiard player or a pool player. Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, the location of the distillery, it's a bit hard to get to, but it is beautiful. Beautiful place. Right up at John O'Groats, looks right across at the famous sign everybody gets a photo to. So yeah, I went and met them. I met them last year for a little bit, and they're just lovely people doing really nice things. and yeah, really cool, really cool.
There you go. I think we've got a crowd here. We've got a crowd here, but the thing is, there's no limit in numbers in this because it's all in Belfast.
Not really. No, to put it like this, it'll just be a logistical problem, and we can sort that out. I mean, the Titanic distillery, we'll be able to work with that, no problem. Let me think. We'll do the Titanic distillery. We'll do a wee thing in McHugh's because McHugh's is, don't be telling Willie, but it's still my favourite bar in Belfast. I love the people in it. They're superb. Big Steve now is taking over as the manager. Saw him briefly today. Great bar.
Where's your woman away to?
Aileen, yeah. She's been there for about 16 years and she got an offer of another job. So she's unfortunately moved on. She was superb too. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll do a couple of bars. I'll maybe do a wee quick a quick thing that I normally do while I'm in there. A wee tasting package, which works really well. We'll maybe do a wee bit of it. I'll get them to give us a wee a room and whatnot. Then we'll go over to the friend at hand, and I'm sure it'll be quite all right to pop our heads into the museum and show people around in it.
I have another picture here. What was this picture to do with? Oh, that was the Perth one. That was the other Perth one I didn't find earlier.
Pull that up full screen a wee second to have a look at it.
Yeah.
Canadian Scotch. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Irish. That's Irish, that one. Yeah, definitely weird.
No, it says Canadian Scotch on it. Just
I know, but that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. How can you have Canadian Scotch, you know?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It just sort of confusing. But yeah, if we maybe get a wee package set up where we'll do I'm just thinking, how's about this? Here's one for you. How's about we do a wee in Belfast? We'll go and do the Titanic distillery. Go into McHugh's, do a wee quick tasting in there as such. Over to Willie. Into the Duke of York. Then catch the train up to Ballymena and go and see Stanley.
Could do.
I'm doing this off the top of my head, but in Ballymena, the hotels in Ballymena would be an awful lot cheaper than they would be in Belfast.
In Belfast, yeah.
But we could go
Our Arms is near Stanley.
And we go up, maybe have a wee, get Stanley involved. People get to meet him, and because Stanley has a pretty decent whiskey collection up there too, you know.
Belfast Premier Inn's probably your best bet for the price around that time of year, Anthony. Yeah.
How's about we do that? Tell you what, anybody that's interested in doing this,
direct messages.
Let us know you're interested. Give us some figures, and what we'll do is we'll get sorted out for the number. We'll put together a little package. I promise you we'll keep it as reasonably priced as possible. How's that sound? And we'll get it sorted out that way. What
was that cement mixer for this week?
Oh, this was the thing I saw. It's the monkey shoulder cocktail shaker. And I saw that and I thought of you.
I quite like that. That's excellent.
Yeah, it's like a promotional thing from Monkey Shoulder, which loads of people rave about. It's very, very easy to drink, very, very reasonably priced blend of malt, isn't it? It is blend of malt, yeah. Which you can get.
Play with your whiskey. That's a great motto for whiskies and cocktails. It is.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good. Right. So 26th of August, if you're interested, send us a direct message of some description. And what we'll do is we'll set up a little WhatsApp group with everybody involved. We'll go to Belfast. I'll try and get Titanic Distillery sorted out. We'll get we'll go to McHugh's and do a wee whiskey there. I'll get them to do the wee package, or not the full package, but I'll get them to do a wee bit of thing there. Then we'll head over to the friend at hand, go and see Willie run, get me to Duke York or whatever, and then maybe see about going up and seeing Stanley. Does that sound like a plan?
Excellent. Very good. That's a great show again this week. That's an hour's gone already without even trying, and it wasn't about anything this week at all except an extended news and a bit of crack. we do have a pretty good night coming up in a week or two. So make sure you tune in, tell your friends on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Telegram, Facebook, and Twitter, because we're going to be speaking to somebody from one of the people who you think is single-handedly revived Irish whiskey. So that's coming up.
It's
confirmed. It's confirmed, but we'll wait until it happens before we reveal.
Yeah, we don't pre-announce things.
No,
because who knows what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Same time, same place next week. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Night night.
Night night, guys. Take care.